Alright guys, so the question was asked the other day regarding the mount, about escaping the mount. There's lots of different ways to go about doing this. I'll show you some of them more simpler and more practical ways. You have the traditional BJJ type escapes where I come in and I'm going to shrimp and get my knee out, and then I'll hit back in and start going to the other side. The problem with these are, in the world of combatives, I have to take both of my hands and commit them to shrimping, which starts to present a problem as far as me being able to defend myself. So in combatives, my issue is does he have any weapons, or if he doesn't, is he using his hands to strike me? So the first thing that happens is in order for him to strike me, he's going to have to start sitting up and gain his balance. Once this happens, all I'm going to do is buck, and that's going to intuitively make him put his hands on the mat. So I keep my hands near my face to where I can defend if I want. I can come in and I can bury if I want. But the problem with that is now I'm committing both of my hands to basically just a defensive posture, and it's really difficult for me to attack from there. So I like to come in here, I keep my elbows in tight, I keep my my hands covering my face. As soon as he goes to sit up on me, I buck up. Once those arms start to come down, I'm going to take my arm and I'm going to buckle his down. Now I can either grab behind my head, I can just buckle it in tight, I can grab the shoulder maybe and break it down, but what I want to do is I want to trap this arm so that he can't get it out. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to place my foot up against his foot, and then I'm going to buck once more. Once I come up, and then I land in the vertical position. So, one of the things that I want you to see here is that when I buck, I'm not doing this. I'm not turning and rolling sideways. If you're going to turn and roll sideways, and this individual is a lot bigger than you, it's just not going to happen. All he's going to do is let you rotate underneath him and he'll take your back. So when I buck, I want to make sure that I'm breaking down his balance, but as I do it, I'm going over my shoulder. So if you look at it from this angle, what I'm doing is I'm going over my shoulder. So I'm not rolling horizontally here or just sideways, and I'm not trying to do some sort of a backflip. I'm going to go 45 degrees. That's the direction that I want to go. So when he gets the mount on me, as I'm in here, he goes to striking, I buck that down. Now when I buck in that instance there, I'm just going to buck straight up. But once I get this arm trapped and I lock this down, now I'm going to go up over the shoulder, and that allows me the ability to get that sweep, or the ability to escape that mount position and take my take a top position. So one of the other options that you have is, as he gets into a mount, if there's knives in play, gun in play, anything like that, I have to be able to control that. So from here, another reason for keeping my hands in and keeping them in tight is if I see him going for a weapon, I can easily come up here and I can start to anchor that. Once again, if he's committing his hand to a weapon, then he's not committing it to balance. So he's going to have to choose. He has a really good, strong 4-point base here, which is difficult for me to break down. But he's going to have to basically become a 3-legged table to access a weapon. So once he goes to access a weapon, boom, I anchor this. This is a good opportunity now for me to go ahead and buck once again towards that shoulder. So I'm just going to come up, and I can continue to anchor from here. So, one more time. If I'm in here and he sits up to start striking on me, I'm going to buck because I want him to be able to put his arms down to where I can reach him. If I try to grab his arms in here, I'm just going to get punched in the face. So as he goes to sit up on me, I buck, I grab whatever hand, whatever arm, I'll buckle it down. From here, I'm just going to go up, I get my leg outside. I'm going to go up over my shoulder. I'm going to take top position. From here I can keep my elbows in tight so that he can't reclose the guard on me. Or my other option is, if he's going for some sort of a weapon, I anchor that weapon, whether he's going 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whether he's going appendix, doesn't make any difference. He could be going in his pocket for a knife. Either hand, it doesn't make any difference. I keep my hands in, protecting myself. If I see him going for something, I anchor. What's going to happen now is he has a choice. He can either start punching me with this arm, which now he has no balance, or he's going to have to let go of whatever it is that he's trying to access here. Either case, I don't really care. But he's not going to be able to use his hands and maintain his balance at the same time. So the point is that you put him in a position of having to choose. He's either going to rip his hand off without the weapon and try and regain his balance, so he sets that hand back down to regain, in which case I break it down and I escape. Or he's going to stay on his weapon, in which case I'm going to anchor, and I'll come up in here, and now I still have that anchored, and I can begin to start working through the problem there. So you guys had asked a question about mount. I wanted to do kind of a short video on that. So you guys think about that, train hard.